right, good morning, everybody. I think that's good. I think that's exactly the way I want that camera to look. Good morning. It is Monday morning, August the 24th, 2026. Monday morning. 60 degrees. Skies are clear. Windshield is clear. We have no fog. We have good weather this morning. Let's wake up Rosie. Now Rosie might come in a little loud today because I did a music thing this morning. So just brace yourselves, okay? If you're listening on a headset, please. This is warning. This could be loud. Here we go.
Connected to YouTube live stream MMSYY3YX14.
Turn her down.
Connected to YouTube live stream MMSYY3YX14.
MSYY. Okay. MMSYY. Okay. Rosie's on. Camera's on. This window is clear. Here we go. Let's get this thing going. Let's get rolling. Seatbelts, lights, reverse. All right, let's get out there and pursue some happiness. Here we go. My mirrors are back in the right places. I mean, everything is good this morning. Everything is good. We have all 3 Monday morning deliveries in the van. So we've got Lenny's. They have a pretty good size order today, actually. They got a little bit of everything. Eclairs. Not a lot of chocolate top cookies, but they got some. Cake pops. Raspberry sandwich cookies. Just trying to think anything that we don't usually have. But so they got a good order. Gourmet Girls has their regular order. They get a pretty standard order. They don't deviate. They get chocolate top cookies, peanut butter tandies, eclairs, and some large chocolate danishes. I'm gonna let this traffic go. It's Monday morning. They're the commuters. Here comes one straggler, and then we'll go. And then What A Day. Now, What A Day's donut number today, very low. And I have a feeling they it's the Monday morning thing going on. We're not back to school yet here in Maryland. Most of our schools, I think they start next week. I mean, there are probably somebody's going to say, yeah, my school started last week. Maybe, but like most of the big counties that are nearby, Baldwin County, Carroll County, in Maryland, I think they start next week. So this is like the last week of summer for kids in Maryland. I think we're behind though. I think I've heard a lot of people saying that their schools have already started. And so how many? They're only getting 69. That's right. I said it. 69 donuts are going to What A Day today. And then they've got they got a couple of cronuts, a couple of cinnamon buns, a few mini Danish, and a few large Danish. 5, I think, to be exact. We do not need gas. We got a full tank of gas, so we'll do the loop, and then we'll head back to the bakery. So today, I came up with another idea today that I want to look into. We're getting down to the wire here. Wednesday is the 10th anniversary, so that's the day they're doing the giveaway. 9 o'clock, we'll be live streaming that. And so this morning while I was getting ready, I thought balloons. All right, no, I'll just stick with me here. Think about this. You know how like I guess the most frequent time I've seen them do it is like at a convention of some sort. But you know, they have the balloon drop where you've got like all these, not helium balloons, just regular balloons, blow them up, and you got something in the ceiling, like a net of some sort that's holding, and I'm thinking maybe 15, 20 balloons is what we would need. I mean, they have thousands at these conventions, but I'm talking about like maybe 15 to 20 balloons, right? Small balloons in some kind of net attached to the ceiling. I don't know if I can pull that off. I'm gonna look into it today. I was thinking of it this morning. I didn't have time to really do any research on it. And I was thinking, you know, I looked at it this morning when I went in, like whether it would be practical. I have to kind of pin down where Jennifer thinks she's going to, you know, perform the drawing. Like, are we going to do it up front at the register, or I think there's like a table right behind the register. I think that's where she should probably do it. And that's where I think I've got room to just, I don't know how I do it. Like, it's some kind of net, and I have to just be able to like pull a string, and then 15, 20 balloons will come flying down. I can't use I don't want to do anything, you can't like confetti or anything like that, because not only is it messy, but you can't have that stuff flying around. You know, you don't want it sticking to a donut or something, right? So you got to have something that is easily pushed away. Balloons. I love balloons. So I'm going to look into that today. And then I got the banner. I don't know when I'm going to I've got to find out today before I leave whether Jen and Bob, if they're going to take any time off during the week, they take Tuesday and Wednesday. Those are the 2 days. That if they're going to like go away, if they're going to go down to the beach or something for the weekend, their weekend is Tuesday, Wednesday. But I don't know if they're planning to take any time off. I know she's going to be there Wednesday, so obviously that day. But I don't know. So I don't know when I want to like put this up. Obviously I have to do it either late Tuesday or early Wednesday. The problem with working in a bakery is you can't get to work before your boss. You can't do it. I mean, you can, but you'd be insane. So, in my entire working career, I always got to work before my boss. Always. It was just a thing. And I can't do it here, right? I mean, I think she gets there sometimes at like, 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning. Definitely by 2:30. So, I don't know. That's what I got to plan out the next day. It's funny, she sent me some pictures to add to the slideshow that we created for the, that's on that little, there's a TV in the bakery. I showed it yesterday when we went in. So yesterday I worked on adding, I think she had like maybe seven or eight. I think it was eight pictures just of current employees that she didn't have pictures of before. So, and the funny thing is, there's this really nice girl. Her name's Layla, and I thought she was kind of, I wouldn't, like some people you can just tell they're not really like into having the picture taken. I mean, a lot of people are like that, but some people are a little more resistant than others. And yesterday or one day when I was walking around the bakery with the camera and I was just taking some video, I saw her, and I think she was just being nice. She was like getting out of the way, like I was walking through, but it kind of looked like she was maybe avoiding the camera, right? Which people tend to do. So I thought, oh, maybe she's doesn't want to be on camera. But what was funny was, so yesterday I pull up the pictures that Jennifer sent me, and she's in like half of the pictures. Like every little group, like she'll have a group of people standing, in front of the coffee machine thing or wherever, but she's got like 2 or 3 people standing together. And she's in like 4, I think because she works Saturday and Sunday. So, she was like there all the time. And when people were getting together to have their picture taken, people probably just grabbing her, here, come on. But I just thought that was funny. Like my first impression was she probably didn't want to be in the picture, but she ended up being in probably more pictures than anybody other than Jennifer. It's just kind of funny. Monday morning, here we are in the commute. We're in the thick of it. Ooh, somebody just passed. Now we've got this long line of traffic, and I just saw this guy that passed a car up here, right in front of this traffic that's coming right now. It seemed a little unnecessary, since we're all going the same speed. Like, I finally, how I have like a little piece of sponge that I wedge between the camera and the roof of the van. It's like right above the camera's right at the top of the windshield, and there's maybe a gap of a half an inch or so between the camera and the roof of the van. So I was using just like this piece of the sponge that I kind of like cut off raggedly the other day.
Bear 007 says, good morning, Craig. I hope you had a good weekend.
Chris, good morning. Yeah, I did. I hope you did too. Aside from the Sunday morning traffic jam. Actually, I'm in traffic now, not stopped traffic. The one good thing about this traffic is it's heavy, and it is a constant flow of commuters, but everybody moves pretty good. Like it's a steady flow of traffic. It doesn't stop unnecessarily unless there's a problem. Our weather is getting cooler here. It's 59 degrees. Right. Oh, nope, sorry. Just went up to 60 as I said it.
There's 007 says cheers Craig, and yeah, I am thinking of moving to one of those islands off the coast of Scotland. Lol, only way I can get away from people, as I am an introvert. I don't like being near lots of people.
Yeah, I can kind of relate to that. I don't think I'm an introvert. Like, I don't mind being around a lot of people. I don't like interacting with a lot of people. So, yeah, so I go on YouTube and try to talk to as many people as possible. But no, I don't like dinner party. There you go. My least favorite contact or social interaction is like a dinner party where you have to like walk into a room full of people that you don't know and make small talk. That's one of my bigger, I don't know if it's really a fear. I don't fear it, but that is the most uncomfortable I get.
There's 007 says the problem I have with people in the UK is they go from 1 to 10 in an instant now. Like you could say one wrong word to them and they lose their cool. Since 2020 people have no self-control.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you do have to be more careful nowadays. That's true. Sometimes they freak out. I was on a subway train not too long ago, and we had a guy freaking out. There were not a lot of people on the train. It wasn't that there were a lot of people. So for me, it's not necessarily how many people, it's who are the people. I think it's fascinating. I like watching people.
There's 007 says yeah, that's the thing. If I am in a posh area I feel safe, but if I go to some council estate or project estate as you know them, then I am scared.
Yeah, when people are getting all upset, it is unnerving. like I was on a subway train and this guy was really freaking out. And the electricity, they take the electricity off a couple of times to try to restart the train, which
There's 007 says busy traffic there today.
yeah, this is Monday morning. It's heavy, but it moves pretty good. Actually, this is pretty, I mean, I think people are getting off of their summer vacations.
007 says, yeah, I've seen videos from those New York subway trains and there's a lot of crazy people there.
Yeah, New York is pretty crazy. They've got some scary stuff going on up there. Well, this guy was walking through the train. The train had stopped, so that's why he was agitated. And he was walking back and forth through the different cars, and he was telling us all that he was off of he needed his medication because he was schizophrenic. He was telling us he was schizophrenic. He's shouting this out. He wasn't talking to any one particular person. He's just shouting, that he's schizophrenic, he needs his medication. He was just going kind of crazy. And so, and it's dark. At this point, there were no lights on in the train. So that made it even worse. I mean, at one point I was sitting there, I actually stayed pretty calm, but I had to put myself in the frame of mind. I'm like, all right, if this is how God planned it for me to die, I got to do what I got to do. But there wasn't anything else I could do at that moment. Because anybody who tried to communicate with him, he was just yelling at him. Like there was a lady on the train that was trying to calm him down, which was really not a smart thing to do because it just made it madder. Oh, and he had just gotten out of prison not too long ago. He didn't want to go back to prison. He didn't want to go back to prison. Yeah, he was telling us that. That's always a good sign. And at that point, none of us on the train wanted him to go back to prison either.
Best thing I find is to just get away from a bad situation fast. I've seen people lose their cool on public transport before and I just got to the other end of the train away from the danger.
Yeah, that's what you gotta do. You gotta lay low. Try to make yourself invisible. And never make eye contact. not too bad. If you're commuting and so you're on a train with a lot of people, it's not that bad. It's a little less comfortable when there are less people in the train. That old saying, there's safety in numbers.
Care007 says yak head down on phone is what I do in public most times, but I keep my self-awareness. I can't understand those people who have the headphones on as they are vulnerable by doing that.
I agree with that, yeah. I do agree with that. I think it's dangerous. Yeah, I used to read a lot on the train. Like if I'm driving, I would listen to books. I'd listen to audiobooks, but on the train, I used to read. And I missed that for a long time. When I was working downtown and riding the train every day for years and years, and then when I moved, my job was a drive.
There007 says the crazy thing is though, if I move to one of these small Highland villages in Scotland, for example, the people there all leave their doors unlocked or even open in the daytime as high trust there.
Well, that's good. That's a positive sign. Wow. We used to have, there are probably still areas in the U.S. where people are like that, but not as many anymore where they don't like lock the doors. I mean, I think most people lock their doors now. But when I was growing up, we didn't lock the doors.
There's007 says the bad stuff is mainly in the cities in England. The rest of the UK, like Scotland, Wales, are usually okay.
Well, that's good. So there are good places you can head to. How far away is that? Like, how long does it take you to get from where you are now a location like that? There's007 says yeah, for example, if I went to one of those Highland areas, that's probably a 600-mile journey lol, so as far away from London as possible lol. 600 miles. That's a pretty good trip. That's miles, what, 10 hours? It's a full day in the car if you're going to drive it. Lenny's sign, the sign is still out. Alright, hold on. I heard a beep here. Let's see.
Airs 007 says I just am very angry at these politicians as where I live was fine 7 years ago but since 2022 they started building homes everywhere and are turning the area into a copy of Hong Kong.
Jeez. Well, that's a pretty dense population. Yeah, I'm not really a city person. Like, I don't mind it, but yeah, I gotta have a yard. And AJ needs a yard. Alright, let's get here we go. Good morning. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. All right, go ahead. Good morning. A week. They moved the paper stands around in here. Well, come here. See, I fixed the sponge. The sponge now I just have a little square. Instead of that goofy thing. Seems to be working. Okay. Yesterday's live stream, I realized when I went home and looked at it last night, it starts out with the camera just looking at the van. Like I was starting the live stream while I was still loading the van, so I put the camera on. I put the camera on before I started loading it, and I still had it pointing on the van, so it's like, well, if people start this replay, they're going to immediately turn it off, because all it is a side of a white van with some drops of rain on it. All right, here we go. Here we go. So that's, what do we got? 7 eclairs. We got a whole lot of cake pops. They got cake pops today. Check them out. They haven't gotten them for a while. So they got 24 of them today. How many Danish do we got? 40?
7 says forward.
Lots of Danish. Today's Monday. Oh yeah, so we don't come to Lenny's tomorrow, so they usually get some additional Danish on Mondays.
There 007 says I am always surprised you can even lift those trays, Craig lol, as those cakes are huge.
The cakes are heavy. They are the heavier piece. What are these? These are 4 donuts, a couple apple fritters, a couple apple turnovers, and some 4 croissants. There's more Danish. I should have put that. Oh well. Danish, and here are the rainbow cakes. So they got 2 large and 3 half-size rainbow cakes. And the girls, the gourmet girls are in there. All right, here we go. Oh, we got a sign up. There's a sign in there that I didn't see before. Order now. I gotta see what they're. Order now for Rosh Hashanah. Ooh. We got the holiday sign out there trying to remind the customers to get their orders in.
Yeah.
Guys,
How much is a cake pop?
No, stay there. I'll take
how much what do we do? Cake pops are like 190 or
190.
No, 180. 180.
180. And we sell it for 289. 249. 249 and people complaining.
Really?
Yes. I was on the register on Saturday
Yeah.
and we sell few of the cake pops.
Yeah.
The lady was like, 249, take it off.
Too much.
Too much for a cake pop. Just cake pop, 249? I said, miss, I don't put the prices on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just the way it is right now.
I mean, it's not a big product, but it takes a lot of work to make it.
Yeah, I
It's more,
understand
you know,
that.
that's what goes
I
into that.
understand that, but people
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah.
People think you just dip it in and it's done.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Not that easy.
Get 1 out of 10.
Yeah, see your signs up, huh? Getting
Oh,
people
yeah.
ready.
Yeah. It's time.
It's gonna get busy.
Crazy.
Summer's over. Almost. All right, guys.
All right.
Have a good day.
Holiday, great day.
Did you guys hear the cake pop discussion? Ooh. I'll have to let Jennifer and Bob know. Did you guys hear that? Oh gosh, that was funny.
Air007 says I heard something lol.
Yeah. They were telling me I guess they've got some some customers that are, thought that they were charging too much for a cake pop. But the thing about this is what I told them. Cake pops they're not really big, but they're not so easy to make. You know what I mean? It's not the size of the product.
Donna
that
says
matters.
morning. Yes, another polarizing
morning.
topic. The pricing of the cake Oppo LOL.
Well, it is interesting. I mean, what are they going to do?
There's 007 says morning Donna.
Donna's in the van. Sleep in again. Not sleep in. You're trying to intentionally. It's not really considered sleeping in if you're doing it on purpose. It's your new schedule. Topics to what was that? I looked up and I'll be patient.
Donna says adding it to my list of topics to avoid. Chris Ayers 007 says I forgot to tell you about my friend Darren aka the Funky Prepper. He's homeless due to job loss and he is in Wales. He lives in the woods now in a tent, ex-army, so he can survive, but it's not good.
Yeah. I mean, it's good to be prepared, but you can take that. You don't want to mess up your whole life. You want to at least be having fun. Maybe if you like doing it, that would be good. Yeah, that was a fun topic. What are you gonna do? I mean, the delivery guy which is me. I'm not really in a position to negotiate pricing, but I'll pass along the message. He was a nice guy. He wasn't upset about it. How much are your cake pops?
Donna says trying but lying in bed awake is aggravating. Chris Ayers 007 says he's too proud to ask for welfare off the government or emergency housing, so that's why he lost his home. Sadly, I would not do that as I would not survive in a woodland with no training. TNSU6C says hi there, I am from South Korea. Chris Ayers 007 says at TNSU6C hello, great to see you, are you in Seoul?
Hey TNX, good morning. Well, good morning here. I imagine it is not morning there. Welcome to our little bakery van adventure.
TNSU6C says na Busan. TNSU6C says morning. TNSU6C says it is night in Korea. Chris Ayers 007 says at TNSU6C cool, awesome to have someone from Korea in the chat. I am in the UK.
Really?
TNSU6C says USA. TNSU6C says UK.
Yeah, we got the whole world covered. We're pretty much global. We're global. Donna's in the USA.
SU6C says drive safely, man.
Yeah, we're good. We're good. Thank you. Why is somebody beeping?
Ayers 007 says at TNSU6C Craig is in the USA and I am in the UK.
Yep, I'm on the east coast of the U.S. So nighttime. Is it nighttime like evening?
NSU6C says I see. Now Donna says and I am in the kitchen LOL. Chris Ayers 007 says that was a big bump lol. TNSU6C says lol. Chris Ayers 007 says lol Donna I thought you were in bed haha.
Did you make your coffee yet? That's the question. This guy's not gonna be happy because I'm taking my turn too slow, I'm sure. Yes, it's very early here on the East Coast in the U.S. It is 6 o'clock a.m. on the East Coast.
Seaman says I am late and I got coffee in the car BRB.
Oxyman, good morning.
Now Donna says make coffee. In morning never chat in bed.
You never chat. Oh, you don't. That's a very interesting statement.
There's 007 says at Moxieman good to see you.
You never chat in bed, so. All right, here we go. All right. We are at Gourmet Girls. They got their chocolate top cookies, their peanut butter tandies, they got eclairs. What else? Oh, and the Danish. All right. See if the door's open first. And then I'll come back and get you. Oh, it is open.
Moxieman says I am upright in bed with one foot on floor we're safe. TNSU6C says Chris are you in London? Moxieman says yeah Chris.
Moxieman, how's your swelling? Did your swelling go down? Alright, here we go. There we go. They cleaned it up a little bit out here. All right, we got 5 boxes of Danish. Take the eclairs in first. They go in the refrigerator. Good morning. How are you? I'm good. Four, 3, 4, 1, 2. They're the Danish, chocolate Danish. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You know you want one. You know you want one. Everything else is in a box you can't see. Last two. This is it. All right, have a good week. Gourmet girls are done. Off to what a day. What are they? Oh, you know what? This week, actually, I have to fix my scheduled live streams, because this week I'm going to work on Thursday. I'm going to do the deliveries on Thursday, and I'll be off on Friday. I think I'm going to see if they want me to work on Friday. Right now, I think sometimes they just feel bad, but I'm definitely. I think I'm driving on Thursday. Here we go. What a day. What a day.
There's 007 says okay Craig. TNSU6C says oh you will get a day off on Friday. Now Donna says don't get burnt out. TNSU6C says I only speak English a little, sorry about my bad English.
Well, I think
Chris
you're doing
07 says I read something very interesting. The UK government is planning a deliberate financial crash so they can abolish cash and force us all onto a digital currency and social credit system.
Oh, that would be a pretty big deal. But yeah, I usually have off Thursdays.
TNSU6C, you're doing great.
Yeah, I think you're doing fantastic.
TNSU6C says thanks, Chris. TNSU6C says thanks.
Yeah, I'm normally off Thursdays, but this week I need to work Thursday.
There's 007 says at TNSU6C cheers.
Well, I don't understand why they'd have to crash the currency to change to a digital. Like, if that was their goal, why couldn't they just do that? I don't like that idea, though.
NSU6C says drive safely, Craig. Chris Ayers 007
Thanks,
says,
GX.
yeah, Craig, I am always to these conspiracy theories is what's the difference between a conspiracy and fact? Usually 6 months long. TNSU6C says, I just subscribed to your channel and liked it.
Oh, cool. Thank you, man. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, we're out here every day delivering the donuts. But you never know where our conversations are going to go. We have a wide range of topics. We usually talk about deer. I usually see deer every day.
There's 007 says cheers for subscribing at TNS-U6C. SU6C says let's go Craig. Now Donna says let's get back to cake pops. What is to be done, LOL? Chris Ayers 007 says I think the people in power are frightened of the public, so they need us under control, but it won't work as governments tried it in history and always failed. TNSU6C says lol.
Yeah, the cake pop thing, I don't know. I mean, I don't think the bakery has raised its prices for a long time. So I don't know that, you know, it's not like we just raised the price on them or anything. So I don't know. I mean, the way you kind of have to look at it too is, I mean, what did he say? Did he say they sell them for $249? Maybe is what he said. So I don't think they sell a lot of them. They've never had a huge volume of them. Maybe that's why. But you know, I mean, he's got a little bit of cushion there that he could play with.
Donna says, yeah, probably markup increased.
bicyclist up here. Must be an electric bike though, he's not pedaling. Yeah, he's not pedaling at all, so he looks like he's on a bike that he would be pedaling, but he's not. It's cheating. It's cheating.
Donna says yes, and in comparison to the more established Lollipop does not last as long.
True, true. But they are a little tricky to make. I mean, you've got to cake, you've got to cook, you got to cook the cake in that little, you know, so you got to cut them into little, well, I guess you don't really cut it, scoop them. I don't know what you'd call that, into little balls, dip them, decorate them.
Donna says yes, labor intensive must be considered.
You got a stick? I mean, the sticks aren't free. Oh, I have to tell you about this funny thing happening this morning. I was driving up to the bakery and I was trying to think of a song because Jackie, who works at the bakery, was on vacation last week and she was back today. So I was trying to think of a song.
Donna says they should put a sign up in display. Sticks are not free.
So I was driving up and I'm trying to think of a song that I could play because I like to walk into the bakery on the, you know, holidays or like anything I can think of and play an appropriate song. I don't do it every day, but I thought I should today because Jackie's back. So I've done Welcome Back Kotter. I've done all of the I've already, you know, played a few, been through a number of songs. And I was trying to come up with something new. And I swear this happened. So I'm driving up, I was about 3/4 of the way there, and there was some traffic. We had to stop for some road construction. And I was sitting there, and all of a sudden on the radio, John Denver's Hey, it's good to be back home again came on. Like, that's it. That's what I'm using. It was the perfect timing. It was a sign.
Dare007 says cool.
Sticks ain't free.
Donna says kismet.
It was. I mean, I was like a little bit freaked out by it because it was so on point. I needed that right at that moment. And I started videotaping my commute. So I had the phone in the windshield, you know, like I was filming it. So I couldn't, like, you know, I was sitting there stopped, but I couldn't search on the phone for a song. So I was just trying to think of it, and that's when the song came on. It's pretty crazy. And Chris, I do agree that, like, digital currency, my biggest issue with it is just the ability to, like, track everything. Now, we already give up a lot of that information by using credit cards. I mean, basically, most of your spending, if you're using a credit card, which most people do now, so we're already providing that information to people. But yeah, I don't like the idea of eliminating cash. Just because I feel like it's just makes it impossible to do anything. I realize as I say that, like, people are gonna go, well, what do you want to do? Like, what are you trying to do? What are you trying to get away with? But it's just like you just want to be kind of anonymous sometimes, you know? Well, is Bitcoin legal in the UK? Like, do they let you have that?
There's 007 says cash is freedom. Without it, the government has total control. Now Donna says keep all options open.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things I think governments don't like about Bitcoin.
SU6C says I agree with that. Cash is freedom, law. Chris Ayres 007 says yeah, Bitcoin is allowed in the UK. Criminals use it to buy drugs online, law.
Yeah, well, see, that's... yeah, I mean, they probably do. But they've also used cash for years. I mean, that's just the way it is. But it's also used for good things. That's not like the only thing people use it for. You know, like they talk about, I think that's people that don't like spreading Bitcoin around, like to push the illegal or the anonymous use of it.
SU6C says terrorists also like digital currencies as well.
Yeah. But before digital currency, they used use cash, and they would, you know, so. I'm just afraid sometimes that those arguments push, you know, push people in the direction of like not allowing digital currency. I guess I'm thinking if you're going to have a digital currency, I want one where I can remain
There's
like cash.
007 says yep, they use it on the dark web to buy illegal substances, but then if Bitcoin did not exist as you said, Craig, they would just meet up and pay in cash.
Yeah, which
TNSU6C says drug dealers does it too. Chris Ayers 007 says at TNSU6C Iran got paid in Bitcoin by the USA when Obama was in power from what I remember. TNSU6C says yeah, I was told that as well. Now Donna says need to get going. Have a great day all.
All right, Donna, have a good day. I think we paid him in cash. Didn't we fly a plane over there with a bunch of cash? I thought it was cash. I didn't hear the Bitcoin. But I mean, we could have done Bitcoin, but I thought they flew cash.
There's 007 says at TNSU6C yeah. TNSU6C says Donna see ya. Chris Ayers 007 says have a great day Donna. There's 007 says I heard they got like a few billion worth of Bitcoin.
See, I think we're talking about the same transfer of funds, but I thought they got a plane full of money, like green hard cash. I didn't hear that story as being Bitcoin. It could have been though. I mean,
There's 007 says that would not make sense to fly cash all the way to Iran law.
well, I know, but I think that's what they did. That's the way I have heard that story. But either way, I'm very pro Bitcoin. I like Bitcoin. I mean, like anything, people can use it for the wrong purposes. But I think it's a good thing.
There's 007 says I will need to do some digging on that story, Craig.
I think probably the most important thing is that they did. We both agree, regardless of the method, we both agree that they got a lot of money one time. That is for sure. And it didn't seem to work. It wasn't, I don't think it was the smartest move, but I don't know.
There's 007 says yeah.
I just think, because I've been in the financial industry most of my life, that's where and so I know how expensive it is to send money overseas or to wire money is extremely expensive and time consuming. An international wire can take days. All of that stuff, the whole financial industry, the way it's currently working is expensive and it takes a long time. And Bitcoin eliminates a lot of those issues. It seems to be extremely efficient. I mean, it's new, so it's a little bit flex, it's what do we want to call it? The value of it moves around more than you would want a currency to move around, but it'll settle down eventually.
There's 007 says a guy on TV kept telling people to invest in Bitcoin like 16 years ago, but everyone ignored him. He bought 10 Bitcoin for 1,000 back then and now is a millionaire.
Oh yeah, there are a lot of people. Oh look, see that rainbow? There's a rainbow ahead of us. You see that in the sky? Straight ahead. It's kind of cool. That's really pretty crazy. I like that. Yeah, there are people that they made tons of money. I made a pretty good amount of money in Bitcoin. Probably one of the reasons I like it so much. That rainbow is crazy. It's getting more defined as we go.
There's 007 says cool chemtrail rainbow lol kidding.
It's funny because it's not raining here. That's very cool. Be raining over there.
There's 007 says, why is it like a totally red rainbow?
No, I see some green on the left side of it. Probably don't see it in the camera as well. Oops. See, there's a little bit of green. Like, I see all the colors in there. I think because it's kind of dark. I mean, the sky is still kind
There's
of dark over there.
007 says, I see it now, law.
That's pretty crazy. Somewhere over. It's not the whole loop. You can't see the whole loop though. I saw the other side of it once. Look, it's right over what today. Let's go look at it before I call it.
There's 007 says, Craig, good tip for your channel to gain views. Upload the short video every week.
See this rainbow? Yeah. It's starting to fade a little bit. Come over here. See it?
Oh, wow.
It was a lot darker a minute ago. It's not even raining. I mean, I just felt a couple drops when I got out of the van. But yeah, oh look, now you can start to see the whole thing. Pretty cool. A rainbow over what a day. How do you like that? Maybe it's a sign. Today's the day.
And SU6C says, wow. Chris Ayers 007 says, too.
All right, let's get this going. Let me go in there and get the rack. Get the rack. Somewhere. Huh? Oh, the other side of it?
Yeah.
Cool. Let's put you up here. Okay. morning. How are you doing? Good? Did you have a good weekend?
We don't work Sundays.
You don't work Sundays.
Yeah.
Right. All right. It was nice yesterday. All right, guys. Oh, there we go. Now we're getting some rain. All right, hang on. It's raining. All right. I left the door open. Well, we got a little bit of rain on the door. That's all right. Let's move over there a little closer to the door. Since we're having rain right now.
And SU6C says it is raining.
It is raining. I know. What the heck? All right. We're just gonna get a little closer to the door. Okay. Let's see what I can do with this. Last time I put you guys on that door inside there. Let's see if I can do that. We got to get our rain position going. There we go. Everything's inside. Well, at least we know why there's a rainbow now. Trees. Okay. I don't want donuts getting wet. The donuts cannot get wet. Nobody wants a soggy donut. Especially these. You gotta protect them with your body. Shield them. See, there's a little bit of, there's just enough right here that I can just, last but not least, we only had 69 donuts today. 69 donuts. Okay, I'll be back. You stay there. Keep an eye on the van. Starting to rain out there. All right, guys, have a good day. trades. Still running. All right, guys. Let's get up. Back in the van. Back in the van. Here we go. Pretty funny. I'm much more familiar with rainbows after it rains, not before it rains. Like that's the way I remember rainbows all my life. There we go. Let me see something here, you guys. We're saying something. Yeah, and 69 donuts is actually kind of light for us. Now, what did you say, Craig? Separate channels. Upload short videos at the weekend. I got 9,000 views on my uploads. Oh, you know what, Chris? Yeah, that is a good suggestion. Today, are you aware of the fact that today they're starting to count views differently on videos? Shorts are going to be the same, but videos, I think you're going to start seeing, if you post a video, you're going to see view counts going up. It's hard to tell how much they'll go up, but they're now going to count a view as soon as somebody opens your video. Like, all they have to do is see one frame of your video. Now that's the way it's been working for shorts, I believe.
SU6C says, I promise I will watch all the videos.
Oh, you don't have to promise. I got a lot of, all of my replays for my live streams, you'd be very busy if you try to watch all of them. So I don't think, we should have gone. We probably should have gone, but what are you going to do? But no, that's very nice. If you want to watch, my videos are
There's 007 says, "Off, that's good. Craig is the reason I had to keep uploading shorts was more views, so at least now I can upload longer videos, but I am trying hard with my channel to get at least 500 subs by end of year."
That's a good goal. That's a lot. Where are you now? Are you like 100 and... 100 and something, right? 150 maybe? Shorts are good. Shorts are... I just kind of like making shorts. They're fun.
There's 007 says, I gained 10 subs in the last 2 days, so I think it's possible. I am at 210 subs now.
Oh, 210. Okay. I thought you were like in the 100 plus, like near 200. So that's good. That's very good. What I'm trying to do is make more, I like making those little shorts that are clips from my live streams. They're kind of fun. I think shorts are fun to make. The longer videos are better for your watch time.
There's007 says 9,000 views in 2 days on short videos. People seem to like the 80s rock guitar shorts I upload.
Oh yeah, that's good. That's very good. I can see that. I can see that. I wonder if, like, think about this. This is what, like, I can't play musical instruments, but if I could, and I was making a song, you know what you could try is, like, if you did a,
There's007 says the guy I told you who is homeless whose only income is from YouTube. He has 147,000 subscribers. Funky Prepper, check him out.
yeah, I will check them out. Yeah. Have you thought about, think about this. Say you have a song. You could make a short, you could make a long form video playing the song for like maybe 3 or 4 minutes, however long the song is, right? So you can make a long form video and then make a short with a little piece of it, and then connect and then link that long form video to the short. So if somebody watches your short and they like the song, you could put something at the end of the short that says, you know, for the full song, click this link, and then they click into your long form video. Because the one thing you want to do is you also want to get watch hours, right? So you want to get the subscribers, but you also need to get some watch hours built up too. And your best way to do that is the long form videos. Or live stream. You can live stream, but you know what I mean? Like if I had
007 says cheers Craig, and yeah, I've done that already. The short version of a video I did was much more popular, though over 2,000 views. The long form only had 190 views for some reason.
well, yeah, but the ones that watch your long form are more likely to keep coming back. You know what I mean? Like, you want to build up the long form, I think. That's my opinion, but you've got to put you got to get a lot of short views to survive that way on YouTube. Like millions. But that, yeah, so it sounds like you're doing, that's what I would do. If I had a talent, like, unfortunately I have no talent, but if I had a talent, that's the way I would do it. I'd make a song.
Chris Ayers 007 says true.
Because, yeah, people are going to love that. People will really like that. And YouTube likes that. I think You know, if you look at it from YouTube's perspective, I think they are very eager to have people doing that. That's what they would like to have. A lot of people are doing this AI stuff, and that's really not where it's at. That's really good though that you got 9,000 views. Guy on a bike in the rain. He's riding his bike in the rain.
There's 007 says, yeah, definitely doing better now. I've found my niches. I've had the channel 7 years and before this year it was stagnating.
Yeah, it's taken me a while to figure out exactly what my niche is. Like, I really didn't get into it until about a year ago. October of last year, actually.
There's 007 says, I do need to upload more of my own music too, as those videos do okay, usually over 400 views on each video.
That's good. That's not bad. That's really good.
There's There's007 says timing is important when uploading. Weekends anytime seems to be good, but in weekdays the evening time I upload as everyone's at work in the morning, so makes no sense to upload in the morning time.
Yeah, I haven't figured out the best time, if that matters, because it takes YouTube a little bit of time to figure out who they're going to push your video out to, right? You've got to look at it and figure out what the video's about. I've noticed that when I post a video that is kind of not really matching my normal content, it gets no views. I forget the last one I did like that got like 32 views. It was crazy low, and I think part of it was because YouTube probably looked at it and said, I don't even know who to send this video to, because I don't know what you're doing, Craig. Your video doesn't make any sense to me. I think that's what happened. And I can't blame them, because sometimes I come out with some weird stuff. I mean, it just doesn't match my normal stuff. I've got bakery stuff. I've got ride-alongs. And I think that some people would say you should probably have different channels for different things, but I'm not going to do that.
There's007 says when it comes to videos, one video has 42,000 views, but that was like a very rare guitar video I found, which was given to me by the family of the artist to upload.
Well, that's a lot of views. I mean, like you were saying, like basically, like you were saying with this year, now you've kind of got, you've seen it growing. It's like being consistent. You just got to keep putting out quality videos, you know, stuff that people are going to like. And it just gradually grows.
Ayres007 says if you research a musician called Jason Becker, he is inspirational and his mom and dad are always trying to get his music out to people. Poor guy got ALS in his early 20s, paralyzed and end of career.
Oh,
Chris Ayres007 says he still communicates using his eye movements. His soul is still there, just his body has failed him sadly.
yeah, that is sad. How old is he? That's a very rough disease. Uh-oh. Now we're gonna go. Now it's coming down.
Ayres007 says he's in his 60s now. Worst thing is he had just been signed to David Lee Roth's band in 1990 when he got diagnosed and lost everything. His parents are very elderly now and need help caring for him.
Oh yeah, I would think so. If he's 60, they must be in their 80s at least. Wow. Well, he's lucky they're still around. He's had that for a long time. I mean, I know it's a slow, progressive disease. That's a long time.
Ayres007 says yeah, he is very lucky and the rock and roll community do try to help him. Guys like Zakk Wylde played at a benefit concert for him a few years ago and promoted his movie, which was called Not Dead Yet.
Not dead yet. I like that's a pretty good movie title. I like that. Not dead yet. Sounds like he has a pretty good attitude about it.
There's007 says yeah, he has had it over 30 years. The weird thing is when he switched to an organic food diet and herbal medicine, his ALS stabilized. The stuff doctors were giving him nearly killed him. Chris Ayers007 says yeah, he's a very positive and upbeat guy. He still jokes about getting the ladies haha.
Did not know we were going to get this rain this morning.
There's007 says he inspired me in my music as the stuff he was playing with Martin Friedman in the 80s was way ahead of the time. Look up a band called Cacophony. Jason was in it with Martin who went to Megadeth.
Huh. Yeah, I will check that out. Sounds cool. I think it's inspiring to see people that are, I mean, you got to admit, that's
There's007
tough.
says cheers Craig and you're getting the UK weather law.
yeah, we are. But, people that face circumstances like that and still have a positive attitude, I think that's pretty inspiring. I look over to the right, and the sky looks relatively clear.
There's007 says the craziest thing is he still writes music as he uses a computer that tracks his eye movements to write songs. It's a complex system and he has released new music.
Wow. So what, like he's looking at something and it's able to pick up the letters or words that he's looking at? That's pretty cool. Goodness.
Bear007 says yeah, it tracks design movements to a board on the screen which has all the letters of the alphabet or numbers for timings, etc.
Wow. Think about that. So he kind of like, instead of touching the keyboard, he looks at the letters. It's pretty amazing. Oh, I saw some deer off to the right, up to the left, I mean. They were huddled together. Looked like 3 of them.
Bear007 says yeah, it's nothing like what Stephen Hawking used.
Was that the same condition? Is that what Stephen Hawkins had? The same. Cows are just out standing around. They don't care. It's raining. Doesn't matter. Don't care. Stop by the door for a second to take them.
Bear007 says yes, exact same illness except in UK we call it motor neuron disease.
I'm just stopping here for a second so I can take my trays in. So I will be right back. Good morning.
Wow, that smells good.
This rain come from? It is crazy. I saw it.
So now I have to get a 200-gallon tank to put in my basement to fill that up. It did say what I was going to, well,
I think they're making more
so
10th anniversary cookies. There we go. More 10th anniversary cookies?
yeah.
You guys put a lot of trays back there since I left yesterday.
I'm playing Craig.
All right. Let's park this puppy. Call it a day. They are busy in there. So they're giving away the
There's
cookies.
007 says cheers again, Craig. Hope you have a great day, mate.
Thank you, you too. I hope you stay. Whoops, whoa. That's a good move. Probably should have waited on that one. All right. Yes, enjoy your Monday. I'm going to check out those, especially if it's raining. I mean, where this rain's coming from. Might be home online for a little bit this morning. All right, everybody. Have a great day. Thanks for riding along. I'm going to get back in the bakery, dry off a little bit.
Chris Ayers 007 says cheers. See you soon, Craig.
All right, guys. See you, Chris. Have a good day. There we go. All right, guys. Be good.